Welcome back, dear students. We are in the third chapter, interactions of genes. In this chapter, we are going to study non-epistatic genetic interactions and epistatic genetic interactions. In addition to this, we will also see the lethal genes. So, in the previous lecture, we already started non-epistatic genetic interactions. So, in this non-epistatic genetic interaction, we first seen the complementary genes. The ratio is 9:7. Now, in this lecture, I am going to talk on duplicate genes, where the dihybrid ratio is 15:1. So, Schul in 1914 first of all recorded this type of interaction in Capsella bursa pastoris plant. So, what are the duplicate genes? When two or more dominant genes have independently the same phenotypic effect on a given trait, it is known as duplicate gene. If the dominant alleles of both gene loci produce the same phenotype without cumulative or additive effects, the 9:3:3:1 ratio is modified into a 15:1 ratio. So, in case of duplicate genes, when any one of a dominant gene has been present in an individual, it produces the same phenotypic effect on a given trait. So, due to this, the classical dihybrid Mendelian ratio 9:3:3:1 has been modified into 15:1 ratio. So, when the dominant allele of both gene loci produce the same phenotypic effect without cumulative or additive effects, due to which the classical Mendelian dihybrid ratio 9:3:3:1 has been modified into a 15:1 ratio. So, this is about the duplicate gene. So, to explain the duplicate genes, I am going to take an example of Capsella bursa pastoris. So, in this case, the seed capsule of shepherd's purse, that is genus Capsella, occurs in two different shapes, that is triangular and top shape. So, here we are going to consider the seed capsule shape of Capsella genus, where it occurs in two different shapes, triangular and top shape. When a plant with a triangular seed capsule is crossed with one having top shaped capsule or oval shaped capsule, in F1 only the triangular character has been appeared. The F1 offsprings by selfing produce the F2 generation with the triangular and top shaped capsule in the ratio of 15:1. So, in this case, we take two individuals, one having a triangular seed capsule shape and another one is a top shape. When these two plants are crossed with each other, in F1 generation only the triangular character has been appeared. While when F1 offsprings are selfed, they are self-pollinated, they produce the F2 generation in the ratio of 15:1, where the phenotype appeared is triangular and top shaped in the ratio of 15:1. So, this example we are going to discuss by taking a cross between the two parent, one having a triangular seed capsule, another one is a top shaped seed capsule. So, the parent having a triangular seed capsule having a genotype capital AABB, a top shaped individuals having a genotype small AABB. Now, the gametes produced by these parents. So, triangular shaped seed capsule having a gametes of capital AB, the another one parent having a gamete of small ab. When these gametes are crossed, these gametes are fused with each other in the process of fertilization, it produces the F1 hybrid having a genotype of capital A, small a, capital B and small b. and the phenotype is triangular. Now when these F1 individuals are selfed, they are self-pollinated, means capital A, capital B, small b cross with the capital A, capital B, small b. Then the gametes produced are capital AB, capital A, small b, capital B, small a, small b. Now what happened in this cross? So in this cross, two independently segregating dominant genes, that is A and B, have been found to influence the shape of the capsule in the same way. Whatever the any one of the dominant gene has been present in the individual, it produces the triangular shape seed capsule. All the genotypes having any one dominant alleles of both of these genes, that is A and B, will produce plants with triangular shaped capsule. So due to which only those with a genotype small AABB will produce plants with top shaped capsule, because in this genotype there is none of the dominant allele of the gene either A and B is present. All the alleles are recessive, because of which it produces the top shaped capsule. So due to the presence of any one dominant allele of both these genes A and B, it produces the plants with a triangular shaped capsule, while only one individual has been produced that do not possess any dominant allele, that is it possesses only the recessive allele, it produces the top shaped capsule. So by selfing of F1 individuals, we get the gametes capital AB, capital A, small b, small a, capital B, small ab. These gametes are fused with each other during the process of fertilization. It produces the F2 generation. So the F2 generation we get like this: the capital AB gamete from male parent has been fuses with the capital AB parent from the female parent. It produces the individual having a genotype capital AABB. The phenotype is triangular. So in this way we get the different genotypic combinations by using a checkerboard, where these male and female gametes are fused with each other. By counting the number of individuals having the similar type of phenotype, we get 15 triangular shaped seed capsule individuals, while 1 top shaped seed capsule individuals. So after the fusion of the gametes in F2 generation, we get F2 phenotypic ratio of 15 triangular and 1 top shape. So this is happen because of the presence of duplicate genes. So in this cross we consider two genes. This is a dihybrid cross, where these two genes influence one another. If any one allele of either of A or B gene has been present in the individual, it produces the same phenotype. So if you see this phenotype, all the alleles are dominant, the phenotype is triangular. While in case of this individual, where the genotype is small a, capital B, small b, where only one allele of a gene B is dominant here, so due to which it produces the triangular shaped seed capsule. In another one case, so in this genotype we seen that capital A, small b, small b. Here only one allele of a gene A is dominant, so due to which the phenotype is triangular. So in a nutshell we say that any one dominant allele of a gene either of A or B gene is dominant, the genotype is same. Here the dominant allele present is only one, that is a capital A, so the phenotype is triangular. In this case, where only one dominant allele B has been dominant, so due to which the phenotype is triangular. In contrast to this, in this genotype, that is small aa, small aa, small bb, where we get the genotype, where we get the phenotype top shape. None of the allele is dominant in this case, due to which a different phenotypic expression has been seen. So in case of dominant genes, any one of a dominant allele of a gene A or B has been present in the individual, it produces the triangular shaped seed capsule. So this is about the duplicate genes. Okay. Now after to this, we are going to start the epistatic genetic interactions. So up to this lecture, up to this point, we completed the non-epistatic genetic interaction that comprises complementary genes and duplicate genes. So in case of complementary genes, the phenotypic ratio is 9:7, while in duplicate genes it is 15:1. In non-epistatic genetic interaction, none of the gene has been suppressed or masked the phenotypic expression of the another gene. Here is genetic interaction is non-epistatic. To the contrary to this, we are going to start the epistatic genetic interaction. So what is epistatis? The gene or locus which suppress or mask the phenotypic expression of non-allelic gene or locus is called epistatis gene, and this phenomenon is known as epistatis. So what happened here? The gene which suppress or mask the phenotypic expression of the another gene which is non-allelic, it is called as epistatis, and the gene or locus which was suppressed by the epistatis gene, it is called as hypostatic gene. So here there are two genes which are non-allelic. These genes has been located on the different chromosome, but they control the same phenotype, same phenotypic character. These genes has been considered here. These genes, one gene suppress or mask the phenotypic expression of the other gene. This phenomenon is called as the epistatic, and the gene which was suppressed by the epistatis gene, it was called as the hypostatic gene. So the non-allelic gene which suppress, which remains unexpressed, or the epistatis is the phenomenon of inhibiting or suppressing one gene by another non-allelic gene which is similar to the phenomenon of dominance. So in case of dominance, only one character get expressed which dominates over the other character, and the character which is not expressed we call it as the recessive characters. So when one character has been dominant over the other character, but there is no any suppression or the masking effect. In case of epistatis, the inhibiting or suppressing of one gene by another non-allelic gene, it is the phenomenon of epistatis without dominance. So the epistatis is a phenomenon of inhibiting or suppressing one gene by another non-allelic gene which is similar to the phenomenon of dominance, except that epistatis occurs between non-allelic genes while the dominance occurs between the allelic genes. So this is the major difference between the epistatis and the phenomenon of dominance. Dominance occurs between the allelic genes. Alleles are the alternative form of a gene. For example, if we take the example of a one character, that is the height. So capital T, small t, small t. So this capital T we say it is a dominant. Small t we say it is a recessive. So these are the alleles of a single gene T. But in this case we have two different genes. So these genes we say these are non-allelic genes. The alleles of these genes are different. Suppose one gene we name it as a, another gene we name it as a B. So capital A, capital B, these are the alleles of two different genes. These are non-allelic genes. So epistasis occurs between the non-allelic genes, while the phenomenon of dominance occurs between the allelic genes. These are the alleles of a same gene or a single gene, but here we consider two different genes. So epistasis is the phenomenon which occurs between the non-allelic genes instead of occurring between two alternative forms of the genes, that is the allele. Here is the gene which suppress or mask the phenotypic expression of non-allelic gene. Such gene is called as the epistasis gene, and this phenomenon is known as epistasis. Thus, epistasis is due to the interaction between non-allelic genes present on two separate loci of a chromosome, in which one gene suppresses the expression of other non-allelic gene. So the epistasis, it is the interaction between non-allelic gene which has been located on two separate loci or the locations of a chromosome, where one gene suppresses or masks the expression of the other non-allelic gene. So do you get the phenomenon of epistasis? So what is epistasis? Epistasis is the suppression or the masking of phenotypic expression of one gene by the other non-allelic gene, that we called as the epistasis. The gene which suppress the phenotypic expression of the other gene, that gene is called as epistasis gene. And who was suppressed? The gene which was suppressed by epistasis gene, it is called as hypostatic gene. So there are two genes, one is epistasis gene, another one is the hypostatic gene. The gene which suppress or mask the phenotypic expression of the other gene, so this gene is called as epistasis gene. And the gene which was suppressed by the epistasis gene, it was called as the hypostatic gene. Suppose we say A gene suppresses the phenotypic expression of the B gene, I say this A gene is a epistasis gene, while B gene is a hypostatic gene. So epistasis is the phenomenon of suppression or masking the phenotypic expression of one gene by the non-allelic gene or locus, it is called as the epistasis. So there are two genes, one is the epistasis gene, another one is the hypostatic gene. The gene which suppress the hypostatic gene, it is called as epistasis gene, and the gene which was suppressed by the epistasis gene, it is called as hypostatic gene. So thus epistasis is due to the interaction between non-allelic genes present on two separate loci of a chromosome, in which one gene suppresses the expression of the other non-allelic gene. Now there are two types of epistasis, namely dominant epistasis and another one is the recessive epistasis. So first of all we see the dominant epistasis. So dominant epistasis, here we say these are the masking genes and the ratio is 12:3:1. So what happen in this case? When a dominant gene at one locus of a chromosome inhibits or masks the expression of a non-allelic dominant gene at another locus of a chromosome, the first gene is said to be dominant epistasis gene to the second non-allelic dominant gene. So here there are two dominant alleles has been present in the individuals, and when a dominant gene at one locus of a chromosome inhibits or masks the expression of a non-allelic dominant gene at another locus, then it is referred as dominant epistasis. The example is the masking gene and the ratio is 12:3:1. Okay, thank you. So in this lecture we studied the duplicate genes, epistasis, two types of epistasis, that is the dominant epistasis and recessive epistasis. Okay, thank you.